There's 4 places that you can advertise on Facebook to get leads, to get customers, to get clients, and we're gonna cover all 4 today. The first one is your Facebook profile, and this is actually something that many people overlook. And I want to explain to you why in 2023 and beyond, this is a great place to be marketing to generate leads, customers, and clients for your business. What Facebook realized was there were people actually using their personal profiles like business pages, and so instead of fighting it, they've given people the opportunity to turn their personal profiles into professional profiles. And essentially what this means is it lets you use your personal profile for business. Now, if you've got a standard personal profile right now on Facebook, if you go to the 3 dots on your personal profile, click that, you can actually turn professional mode on. Now, once you've turned professional mode on, then this is going to give you the opportunity to really see some important analytics to see if your profile, your content, and what you're essentially putting out there is working or not. And as a business owner or someone that's using the platform to generate leads, customers, or clients, then it's really important to have this data, because then you can make some important decisions as to what to do next with your marketing. Now, the other great thing I like about a professional profile is you're much more likely to be discovered on the platform, which means that more people can find you. And if more people can find you, then that's good for your business. In addition to that, on Facebook right now, if you've just got a standard profile, once you hit 5,000 friends, you're essentially maxed out. But if you've got a personal profile, that means you can have an unlimited amount of people following you. I've got a client right now who's got 180,000+ followers on his Facebook account. So even though he may have capped out his friends, he can actually have an unlimited amount of people following him and seeing and engaging in his content. Now, number 2 is Facebook groups. Now, Facebook made it very clear back in 2017 when Mark Zuckerberg said that the platform and Facebook's mission was to give people the power and opportunity to create global communities. In other words, Facebook's big focus is to create and help people build Facebook communities and groups. This means that Facebook groups are far from dead, and with 2.9 billion active Facebook users, this is a great place to advertise your business. So here are some of the pros to having a Facebook group to advertise your business. Facebook groups actually get a lot of push notifications. So imagine that I'm in your Facebook group right now. If you do a post or you go live or you do a big announcement in that group, there's a very good chance that I'm going to get a notification to really drive me there to go check out the piece of content. So you actually get these push notifications that are really helpful when it comes to getting attention on your content. And you and I both know that attention is probably the hardest thing to get, but is the most valuable thing when you're using social media platforms to build your business and market your products and services. Now, another thing I love about Facebook groups is if you're the owner of a Facebook group, what you can actually do is when you do a post and you publish something in the group, there's a feature where you can tag every group member and draw their attention to that post. So let's just imagine you've got 2,000 group members and you do a post that you want to draw attention to. And once you've done that post, you can then tag everyone in that post. And so that's going to drive attention to this thing that you've created or posted. Now, some ideas of what that thing could be is you may have created this awesome resource that you want to give away in exchange for an email address. And the strategy behind this is you want to build your email list. And so you create a social media post inside the Facebook group, you tag people to get them to express interest in this thing that you've created. And when they say yes, you can then send them to something like a landing page, or you can give it them in exchange for their email address. And so you build your email list, they get the valuable thing, and as a byproduct, you're now creating even more attention off the back of that single Facebook group post that you just made. My previous business partners and I actually built a Facebook group up to 35,000 health and fitness professionals. And so this was a great way for us to expand outside of our profiles. So instead of having just a profile with a few thousand people only, we actually had this massive Facebook group with 35,000 people, which gave us the opportunity to really speak to people at scale. And this is one thing that I love about Facebook groups is there's no cap, there's no limit. You can have hundreds of thousands of people in there if you want. Now, the cool thing is, if you create a group and you're sharing regular value, then other people are going to invite other people. And when they invite other people, that's essentially free eyeballs to your content. And that means you get more exposure and your marketing then becomes even more effective because more people are seeing it. And so the great thing about a Facebook group, unlike a Facebook profile, is you're going to get people inviting other people to the group. And that means more leads, more customers, more clients for you and your business. Now, here's a little pro tip. If you create the right group name and you add in the right description, you are also going to be discovered in the Facebook group category and search engine on Facebook. So when people are looking to maybe solve a specific problem or find some specific information, if you've written out the right description, got the right group name, then people are simply just going to find your group and find you for free. You don't have to pay anything for that. And that's one of the great things about Facebook groups is you can be discovered every single day by new people. And you and I both know that the more people that actually see us and find us, the better that is for business. So a lot of you tell me you need help with building your business. And if that's the case, then click the link in the description, enter a few details. That'll put you in touch with me. And then we can explore if what we do can really help you with building your business. Number 3 is Facebook Reels. And back in 2020, TikTok really took off. Everyone was on their phones. They were being really sucked into this platform that had been around for a while, but because of what happened in 2020 and things closing, people were simply on their phones more and they were really consuming this short form content that TikTok was leading the way on. Now, Facebook is the biggest platform in the world and they own Instagram. And so when they're looking at TikTok, they're like, well, how do we get a piece of this pie? And essentially what they did is they created a very similar type of content, which is Reels. And these Reels are actually a very important marketing strategy that really all of us should be adopting for this very specific reason. Number 1 is studies show that people on Facebook and Instagram spend at least half their time watching short form video. So if you're creating short form video, it means that you're going to cater for that audience. And if you're not, you're missing out on half the time that people are spending on the platform and the type of content that they're consuming. But this is the biggest upside when it comes to creating Reels on Facebook, is when you post a Reel, it's not just your friends that see it. A much bigger audience actually gets to see that content. In fact, you could be seen by thousands, if not tens of thousands of new people who are not even connected with you, not even following you, or not even your friends on Facebook, because Reels get pushed to a brand new audience. And so if you're creating Reels, you're going to get more exposure. And like we've spoken about earlier, is if you can get more exposure, that means more visibility, and more visibility means more opportunity. So if you're trying to build a following, generate more leads, generate more customers, then Reels can help you do that, can help you expand beyond your current network and get the most amount of exposure as possible. And I personally use them on a weekly basis to not only provide value to my audience, but also to tap in and reach a new audience. So the 4th way to advertise on Facebook is Facebook ads. And Facebook ads are also linked to Instagram ads. So you would create them in the ads manager in Facebook, but then you can share them to both Facebook and Instagram. So back in 2018, I went to see this man called Gary V, or Gary Vaynerchuk as he's actually named. And he is the founder and owner of VaynerMedia. And he is literally a social media mastermind. He is the thought leader when it comes to social media, when it comes to trends, when it comes to things that are working in the industry. And he typically spots things well before they become mass adopted by the general public, which means if you get in early on his recommendations, then you can do really, really well. And back in 2018 during that event, he mentioned a couple of things. And one of those things was, if you do nothing else when you leave this event, I want you to launch a Facebook ad. I literally want you to launch a Facebook ad because it is underpriced attention. And if you get it right, it's going to make you a lot of money. It's going to get you a lot of customers, and you're going to be really glad you did. And so we took that advice. We took imperfect action. As soon as I left the event, I called up my business partner. I said, we need to run Facebook ads. And he figured it out. He launched the ads. Within about 10 days, we were getting leads from launching, figuring things out, getting it all set up. And then within 30 days, we were profitable. We were making money. And this was back in 2018, and we're still using Facebook and Instagram ads to this day. Now, I will be honest, the price of the ads have gone up. There's a lot more people in the industry, in the market, in business, using Facebook and Instagram ads right now. But if you get it right, it can be very, very profitable. And I'll be honest, it wouldn't be the first thing I do when it comes to marketing. I would focus on the 3 other things that I've mentioned first, and Facebook ads would be the last one in my order of priorities, because typically you're going to need a pot of money or some cash flow to fund the ads. So if you can use the free marketing methods that I mentioned to get some initial cash flow, you can then funnel that into the ads to speed up the growth of your business faster. And that's exactly what we do. Now, what you're also looking for is you're looking to run these ads and get at least 3 to 4x return on ad spend. And this basically is a little bit of a benchmark to let you know that you're profitable. And essentially what that means is if you put $1 in, you get $3 to $4 back, which is actually a great return. Now, we've been able to get a much higher return on ad spend, but as a minimum, you probably want to be looking in that range. Now, of course, if you can put $1 in and get $2 out, then that's great. But if you're a service-based business where you've got to expend a lot of time, energy, and effort delivering the product, then you probably want a higher return on ad spend really to make it worthwhile. Now, they can be a little bit complicated to set up. If you're not super technical, it might be a bit tricky. But I do believe that everyone could set up an ad and launch an ad. And I do believe that if anyone perseveres enough, they can make those ads actually work. And it's something that we actually teach to our clients, because we fundamentally believe that people, once they know what to do, can actually learn to set those ads up themselves and don't necessarily need to pay an agency to do it for them.